Hi guys, it's Alexa, otherwise known as the Barefoot Witch here. It's Friday, it's Thursday. I've just filmed the video on candle magic, and then I decided to change up my background a little bit and also change my outfit because I spilt soup down myself. Yay, go me! Yeah, so you're getting 2 videos today, not 1, but 2. Aren't you lucky? I said I would try and put out 2 videos a week, but I haven't managed to do that. I'm hoping as we're in lockdown and isolation that I'll be able to do that. You might get a few more because I'm in isolation. Hey, got nothing better to do. So if you're liking these videos, please give them a thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button, hit the bell button so you get notifications, you know, all that good stuff. In this video, I would like to talk to you about Hag Stones. Now, Hag Stones are, I'll show you, this is a Hag Stone. It's a stone with a hole that's been worn. I've got a few, in fact I have a jar of them. It's a stone where a hole has naturally, see, jar full of them. It's a stone where a hole has naturally been worn all the way through the stone by water. So these are often found, they are found on beaches or near running water, so near streams or rivers or, you know, riverbeds, places like that. A hagstone can have more than one hole in it. Sometimes they're like Swiss cheese. Sometimes they'll have one hole, sometimes they'll have a couple, sometimes they'll have one complete hole and then a few like pock marks or craters. So yeah, I have found in my experience where I live we have a lot of slate, and I found that it's very rare to find a hagstone made out of the stone that I have that's local to me. This is flint. Can you see that? That's flint. And I think from the hagstones I've seen, flint seems to be the type that, or the type of stone that seems to get holes in it the easiest, or maybe the quickest, I don't know. But the majority of hagstones I have seen have been flint. They are also called Holey stones for obvious reasons. They are also known as Odin stones after the Norse god Odin, or sometimes I think they're called fairy bolts. I'm not 100% sure. I've heard of them called fairy bolts, but I don't 100% know. So a hagstone is a very old form of protection magic. It's a very old protection charm. A hagstone, if it's worn or carried by somebody, will protect them from curses, evil, the evil eye, everything really. They're supposed to be very powerful, so you know, it's a very powerful protection charm. I recently gave one to a dear friend of mine, hi Courtney, because she just passed her driving test, and I was like, here, hang this from your mirror, you know, or just chuck it in your glove compartment because it's for protection. There's a very old Italian charm, which is a hagstone, an old key hung from a red thread and then hung by your door, and that is supposed to protect the family and the home, especially from lightning strikes. It's meant to be, you know, hagstones are meant to protect from lightning strikes or protect buildings from lightning strikes. I have something similar to the charm set up here. I have an old key and then a length of red wool, and I've tied 3 quite large hagstones onto the length of wool, but in between them I've tied a knot, so there's not magic there as well, and that is hanging up just next to my front door. As you can't really see it as you're walking because the door opens onto it, but it's right there. So that's supposed to again, protect the family and everybody who lives within it from harm. There's a few pieces of folklore actually. Another charm you can do with a hag stone is if it's hung from a string, it doesn't matter what colour, whatever string or thread you can get, hung from your headboard, it's supposed to protect against nightmares and night terrors, which is cool. I gave my cousin quite a large hag stone, I think last year, because her little girl was having nightmares, and I believe they stopped once she hung them from the bed, which is cool. These things are supposed to basically just protect you from anything and everything. If one cracks or breaks, it's said to be because the stone has protected the wearer or the family, depending on the circumstances that it's cracked in. It's supposed to protect the wearer from curse. It's supposed to have protected the wearer from a curse or something. It's supposed to have saved the life of the wearer. So that's cool. I've never had one crack, but if one did, what I would personally do would, thank the stone for giving itself up for me, and then I would respectfully bury it either near running water or on a beach, so that it, because that's where they come from. They come from a source of water, so I would give them back. Another reason, or they're called Odin stones, and I think the reason for this is that if you look through the hole of a hag stone, you are supposed to be able to see spirits and the fae. So I think that's why they're called Odin stones and fairy bolts. The reason that they'd be called Odin stones is because he was often referred to as the all-seeing one, and he was given the gift of sight and knowledge, for giving up his eye. So there's that. Yeah, they are cool. These ones I bought because I don't find them where I live. I have a jar of them. Can you see my jar? And a few of them were given to me by my really good friend Kerry. She gave me some big ones, big chunky ones. She has got some huge whoppers. She just finds they throw themselves out. She goes on the beach and she just attracts them like a magnet. So she's got some absolute whoppers, and she gave me some good hefty pebbles, but these ones are quite small, and I bought them off eBay. I mean, you can buy them off eBay if you can't get them anywhere else, but they tend to be expensive. And I've also seen ones where someone's taken one like this, which is like a sandstone, and they've actually just drilled a hole through it because you could see the drill marks. So if you want to buy them and you're buying them off somewhere like eBay or Etsy, just try and get ones that look more like this. Like, try and get ones that are like a flint, because I think that would be harder to drill through, and I think flint is the material, really. Yeah, so just a quick video on a witchy thing. I prefer things like hag stones and pebbles that I've found in nature on my walks to crystals. I find that, in my personal experience, a pebble that's leapt out at me from like a shoal of them on the beach is usually more effective than a crystal. Just in my personal workings, in my personal opinion, I find you generally, if a stone or a pebble catches your eye on the beach and you pick it up, you'll probably have a pretty good idea of what it wants to be used for. Whereas I just don't find crystals just don't do it for me. They just don't. Or in very rare cases, I really connect with a crystal. So yeah, a little bit of information about hag stones. Cool little bit of info. If you guys liked this video, thumbs up, subscribe, It's really appreciated. I hope you're all staying safe indoors. So stay safe, stay magical. Peace.